in the state's municipal elections in Maharashtra, the most crucial of these being the BMC. And with a win here, BJP has finally managed to install that triple-engine sarkar in Mumbai. Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis is being seen by many as the architect of this turnaround for the party. Lok Sabha, state and now BMC. BJP rules the roost and has become the biggest party in the state. On the other hand, it's a story of two failed reunions. It's the end of the Pawar era in Pune and Pimpri-Chinchwad especially, with a back-to-back drubbing despite coming together after their split this time around. The Thackeray cousins too have been ousted and toppled. They have no saving grace and nowhere to hide. Even the Congress has done better than the combination of the Thackerays and the Pawars overall in the 29 municipalities that went to vote yesterday. This is a crossroads for many of these players in the state. What does Uddhav do next? MNS is adding nothing to the UBT, and a late rebranding has also failed for them. Similarly, Pawars have lost their bargaining powers in the state. So what happens next in the politics of Maharashtra is something to watch out for. But one thing is clear, Maharashtra has a new dawn now, and that's Devendra Fadnavis. Is this win for the BJP entirely to his credit? We'll take that and more to our guest joining us in just a bit. First up though, take a look at the results as the counting is still in the very fag end. But mostly all of the leads and the results have now come out from the BMC election. So the BJP alone leading or ahead in 94, Shinde Sena at 30. UBT has done reasonably well on its own, 62. Remember, the last mark for them was 84. So they've lost about 22, but that's not terribly bad for them. They've really held on a little bit, keeping the BJP and the Shinde Sena from a landslide win. It may be a sweep of sorts, but not a landslide. MNS only 9. They weren't going to be a big factor because they haven't been that big a factor in BMC over the last few elections, and no wonder there was no magic created by Raj Thackeray this time around as well. But let's also get you the overall picture, because there were multiple municipalities that went to polls in the second phase of the municipal civic elections in the state of Maharashtra. So there were as many as 2,869 wards. Seats across these wards in the 29 municipal corporations across the Mumbai metropolitan region that went to polls. Look at the numbers for the BJP Shinde Sena here. Over 1,400 for them, only 172 for the Uddhav Thackeray MNS combined, most of them coming for the UBT in Mumbai. The NCP, Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar factions also under 150. Look at this number. The Congress has actually gone solo or done some alliances in many of these municipalities, has actually done better. There are some of their pockets like Latur where they've continued to do okay. And the AIMIM, which is the other big factor, a competitor of the other parties minus the Hindutva parties, has also managed 108. So BJP Plus has led or is leading in 24 of those 29 civic bodies of the MMR region, and that is the big victory or the takeaway for them. But it doesn't just stop in Mumbai or Maharashtra. There are, of course, national implications and larger imports of these wins. So let's talk about that. One, of course, is the single biggest headline. The BJP is now the largest party at all levels in Maharashtra. Fadnavis is consolidating his image, plus brand Modi has also won. Thackerays voted out from Mumbai after 26 years and have also been trounced in Thane. Like I said, there are very few silver linings for them, if any. Limits of insular parochial politics is a message to regional parties, particularly the likes of the Thackerays, because their Marathi manners, us versus others, that hasn't worked in these elections, and there's a limited purchase that it has on ground now. Pawars are also marginalized. They have slipped behind the BJP in Pimpri-Chinchwad and Pune. As I said, yes, that upset happened in 2017 itself, but this time they tried to come together against state alliances to retain some of those bastions, and it didn't happen. What does it tell you? It tells you that there's a lack of public connect as far as the opposition parties are concerned, and also their campaign was pretty lackluster on ground. This could well be seen as another morale-sapping defeat for the opposition, with implications for national politics as well. But like I said, it's really Devabhav, as he's called Devabhav. or Devendra Fadnavis. He is really who has emerged as the man to watch out for now, possibly going forward in national politics. He had made a developmental pitch to address local issues, because the real cry in BMC elections was all of those roads, infrastructure, footpaths related issue, and he managed to stick to that narrative that they are standing for development. In fact, the infra work that was expedited under his leadership and delivered during his tenure bolstered the BJP's image and has possibly won them all of these votes in these elections. Fadnavis-led BJP also countered that Uddhav Thackeray, Raj Thackeray whole Marathi Manus campaign with that Marathi Hindu mayor promise. It clearly has worked in the BJP's favor. He consolidated under his leadership also that non-Marathi vote for the party alliance, because they didn't give that up. In going for that Marathi vote, they didn't really alienate the non-Marathi vote, and exit polls suggest that the non-Marathi vote certainly got consolidated for the BJP. He led the campaign from the front as well, as many as 37 rallies, much more than the likes of Thackerays. And when you're fighting tooth and nail, certainly you have to be seen on the ground. In fact, let me break down for you this Fadnavis factor for the BJP in Maharashtra. He's not a phenomenon of the last 3 to 4 years or 5 years. Look at the journey that Devendra Fadnavis has had over the last 3 decades. He became a councillor at the young age of 22, way back in 1992. 1997, he became the youngest mayor of Nagpur at the age of 27. And by 1999, which is still last century, he was first elected to the assembly. Let's talk about the role that he's played as far as growing BJP in the state is concerned. So as the state president, way back in 2014, under his leadership, BJP won 23 of the 24 seats that it contested in Lok Sabha. He also led the BJP to win on 122 of the 260 seats it contested with the Shiv Sena, of course, at that time in 2014. And by 2019 too, BJP won 23 of the 25 seats in Lok Sabha again. And of course, Devendra Fadnavis has been the star for them. Doesn't stop there. By 2024, the BJP came back to power in the state with a full mandate despite some setbacks at the Lok Sabha level. 132 of the 148 seats that they contested in assembly were won under again his name. He became the chief minister for the state for a third time. He has once been the youngest chief minister since Sharad Pawar in the state. And now 2026, first big elections of this year, he has delivered the BMC win for the BJP along with Shinde Sena. So certainly the whole cult of Devendra Fadnavis is actually growing with these regular wins that he's delivering for the BJP in the state. So is he to be credited as far as this entire win for the BJP is concerned? Deva Bhav is the one who has delivered this Maha win for the BJP. That debate is coming up with our guests.
जिसे निभा न सकूं ऐसा वारा नहीं करता, मैं अपनी बातें औकात से ज्यादा नहीं करता, भले ही तमन्ना रखता हूं आसमान छू लेने की, लेकिन औरों को गिराने का इरादा नहीं रखता।
लोगों ने वोट किया है हमको। अब अगर ईवीएम से वोट गायब किया तो अलग बात है, लेकिन हमें लगता है
देखिए, जो अपने गठबंधन सहयोगियों को साथ में नहीं रख पाए और वो उनसे कट के छट के अलग हो गए, वो दूसरों पे क्या आरोप लगा रहे हैं?
Vishwas Pathak, spokesperson Maharashtra BJP, Krishna Hegde of the Shiv Sena, Shinde, CS Jha leader UBT will be with us, and Pooja Tripathi, Congress spokesperson, also joining us. Krishna Hegde, I want to begin with you. because many are wondering about what happens to Eknath Shinde or your faction of the Shiv Sena, given that you haven't really been able to pull your weight. Your strike rate isn't as good as what the BJP has managed. They weren't only the bigger partner in this alliance, they've also left you quite far behind in the strike rate.
Not at all, Shivani. We are, competing as one cohesive unit, the Mahayuti. And we have won. This is the fourth election we are winning together. First in the Lok Sabha, then in the Vidhan Sabha, then the local body elections, and now the BMC. Like you see, the Shiv Sena has clearly won Thane. And here also in Mumbai, without the Shiv Sena, the victory is not complete. So Devendra Fadnavis ji is the captain of the ship. He is the captain of our aircraft. Eknath Shinde ji is the co-pilot of the aircraft. One is the captain, one is the vice captain of our team. And therefore, this team is going from strength to strength. And therefore, we cannot take credit from anybody. We have to give Devendra Fadnavis his due. The Karyakartas and leaders of Bharatiya Janata Party their due. They have worked very hard to, bring out a resounding victory in 6 out of 29 corporations. And similarly, the Shiv Sena leaders and Shiv Sena Karyakartas also together with the Bharatiya Janata Party have worked very hard for this alliance. And therefore, we won 4 times. And
but you concede that, Eknath Shinde, who was so important in the state because of that whole split with the Sena and the, and the pull that he had, now that whole pull is reducing because the BJP on its own, one would argue, can carry most of its weight, most of the alliance's weight.
Not at all. See, we have, contested in lesser number of seats, and we have also won over 30 seats in Mumbai. In Thane, we have swept Thane. In Navi Mumbai, we are neck to neck with the Bharatiya Janata Party. In several other places where we have contested together, we are an absolute winner. And therefore, we are looking at the Mahayuti and we are looking at Bharatiya Janata Party number 1 and Shiv Sena number 2. There is no competition whatsoever.
You accept that Devendra Fadnavis is the new dawn of Mumbai and Maharashtra.
No, he's
nobody can compete with him, surely, after these results.
No, obviously it is absolutely obvious. Earlier, Eknath Shinde ji was the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. We won the elections under his leadership. Devendra Fadnavis ji is now the Chief Minister of Maharashtra. We are winning the elections under his leadership. Obviously, there is one cohesive unit, a striking force, a strong force, and there is no matbhed between us. We are together as one Mahayuti.
Vishwas Pathak, your sense of the role that Devendra Fadnavis has played, not just in these elections, but he's the CM, the assembly elections, the Lok Sabha elections. As I showed, prior many elections have been fought with him either as the face or as the ground mobilizer or the state president. His rise is one of those stories in the BJP of how ground level talent, continues to rise if given the right platform.
See, Mr. Devendra Fadnavis as a BJP Karyakarta is the best example to be followed by any Karyakarta. I am also from Nagpur. I am seeing him since 1992. The way he commits and the way his dedication is, it is remarkable. From day one, he never expected any kind of position. He always locked for the party, worked for the party, and whatever opportunity he got, he always delivered in best possible way. For example, from 14 to 19, he was Chief Minister of Maharashtra, very successful Chief Minister of Maharashtra, and the state, Maharashtra state has again reappointed him as the Chief Minister. But Uddhav Thackeray betrayed and all that, that is a history. Then he was made Deputy Chief Minister. He accepted that. And having accepted that, the way he supported Mr. Eknath Shinde and the way they worked together, it's like Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli Jodi, the way they are performing. And I think even Shiv Sena in Mumbai has performed very well. And BJP also has excelled its own tally.
Pooja Tripathi, this is a lesson for the opposition because not only are you not being able to compete with the BJP or whatever is your primary opposition in any state, primary rival in any state, Congress is also failing to put up these kind of leaderships that can continue to deliver repeat mandates. for the party in any state. Congress is not winning repeat mandates. And here you've got the likes of Devendra Fadnavis, the likes of Yogi Adityanath for the BJP. You may criticize the BJP as much as you want, saying that it's too centralized, only two people take any decisions. But look at the results their local leaders are getting their parties.
Shivani, I want to start by congratulating, Devendra Fadnavis-led Mahayuti for this spectacular show on the Maharashtra local body elections. And, it's a winner's day. We may have many reasons which will be termed as excuses, and then there'll be, the show of statesmanship, everybody will be Chanakya and everything. But no doubt on that Devendra Fadnavis has risen from the ranks. And he has led the state in a very efficient way, led the whole alliance in a very efficient way, and there's no second word on that. But having said that, just accusing कि आपको उनसे सीखना चाहिए, we don't need to learn anything from anyone. We do need to keep our house in order. We do need to introspect. But there are many leaders that we boast of, the many leaders that we have locally that can produce good results. It's just our time hasn't come, but congratulations.
Even in the states where you do have local leadership, I don't want to make this about, questioning the Congress state leadership, but even when you do have state leadership, there are, internal battles playing out. You look at what's happening in Karnataka, it has played out in Rajasthan, it has happened in Chhattisgarh. You have to give it to the BJP. It's not just their machinery that works on ground. It's not just the fact that they fight each election as their last election and give it their everything, which we don't see from the opposition. They're also allowing their leaders to take control. Everything is not coming from high command. You don't need Rahul Gandhi's approval for everything.
Everything is coming from high command, Shivani, and that's why the ranks and files are in order. If they are winning, congratulations to them, but that doesn't nullify the whole bargaining power tussle that was going on between Eknath Shinde. We are seeing Eknath Shinde being reduced to absolutely nobody in the local body elections after the Vidhan Sabha debacle.
Absolutely nobody. You can say, how can you say absolutely nobody in the local elections?
No, he has been cut to size, Shivani. Let's face the heat. He has been cut to size, and the person who was leading Maharashtra a few months back, he has been cut to size, and that's what BJP does.
Yeah,
so,
Mr. Hegde wants to come in on that. Yes, I must allow you.
I don't know how the Congress spokesperson made such a statement. Eknath Shinde ji was the chief minister. Now he is the deputy chief minister. He runs the second biggest party in Maharashtra. He's got the most number of ministers, got the most number of MLAs. And Congress, instead of introspecting at their own house and seeing where they have failed, are now saying
Eknath Shinde has. He's a deputy CM too.
Madam, I did not speak. I did not speak when you were speaking. So kindly have the courtesy to allow me to speak. It would be very kind and nice of you if you can allow me that courtesy.
Okay.
And you can please speak after me if you do not mind. So let me say this, that Eknath Shinde ji is the second tallest leader of the coalition today. Moreover, Devendra Fadnavis ji is one of the most talented leaders of India, I would say. And Eknath Shinde ji is one of the most hardworking leaders of India. And both of them, with their hard work and talent, have made Mahayuti into an unbeatable force in Maharashtra, which the opposition should now agree. Because we have won 4 elections since April 2024, and the opposition seems to be decimated. Whichever formula they use, whether the Congress is with Ubata, or the Manse is with Ubata, or Sharad Pawar is not with them, or NCP has broken out separately, or come back together. And this has all created a confusion in the minds of the people of Maharashtra, that on one side it's the Mahayuti who's working as one cohesive unit, and the other side the MVA has been fragmented, and all of them are going separately, abusing each other, and coming back as a
No, but even in the Mahayuti, Ajit Pawar didn't fight with you in these elections. So there was a little bit of fragmentation even within the Mahayuti as far as these elections is concerned.
No, but Ajit Dada is part of the government. He is a deputy chief minister of the coalition.
तो वो तो महाविकास आघाड़ी वाले भी बोल रहे हैं कि our state alliance is intact.
Yeah, that was a local body election.
Where is the state alliance? There is no Indi-Gathbandhan, there is no Mahavikas Aghadi anymore. There is no Mahavikas Aghadi anymore. And there is no Indi-Gathbandhan anymore.
Statements against the government. Ajit Pawar has been denying the communal statements that's made up in BMC polls. We can say that for that also. Local body elections are, winners lose by sometimes 100 votes, sometimes 500 votes, the maximum and 1,000 votes. Everybody wanted to have their political clout.
Madam,
Everybody wanted to have their
winner is a
political
winner and loser
caricatures
is a
have a
loser.
position.
You
That's
have to
why
accept
everybody
with
wanted.
grace
And
that you have lost
I'm
4 elections
not
in a
very
row in
happy, but
Maharashtra, and today the Congress, where
this is
which
the kind
was
of hope that we have shared.
no
20%
the
voting
party the
in
Congress.
percentage, and that speaks, itself. So, you have been power bargaining all through. Eknath Shinde ji has been power bargaining with Devendra Fadnavis. Ajit Pawar ji has been making random statements
There is
everywhere publicly. So don't tell me that
there is
Mahayuti is
no
in order.
there is
Congratulations,
there is no
great.
power bargaining. We have
Saying
got respectable
everything is
number
well in
of.
Mahayuti, that doesn't sound.
Madam,
Okay,
can I
one
speak?
second. Can I bring in Vishwas Pathak on this? Because many would be wondering how the BJP will deal with both Eknath Shinde and Ajit Pawar now that you've got the fillip of this massive win, not just in BMC but in other municipal elections as well. Will you keep your alliance partners together, or as the opposition alleges, you're going to crush them further?
100% will be intact and together. See, in state, we are having a government with alliance partner like Ajit Dada Pawar and Eknath Shinde. And for this local bodies election, it was understanding because it was to happen after 8-10 years, and lots of Karyakartas wanted to contest and try their luck in elections. So we allowed that friendly fights to happen. Now election is over, results are out. From tomorrow onwards, as far as state government is concerned, we are a stable government, and all three partners will be there in a very intact way.
So whatever was said during this campaigning is all forgotten.
Yeah. See, the best part about this election of local bodies is that first three beneficiaries is BJP, Shiv Sena, and NCP. So they for third party or opposition parties. So you can consider that as a strategy. And at the same time, lots of our Karyakartas could really try their luck, and whosoever was best got elected also.
I do want to go, just understand from Krishna Hegde also the fact that how do you read some of the other election results that have happened? For example, yes, Thane is one, but overall, if you see, barring one or two bright spots for your party or even the Congress in some of those municipal elections, the Thakere's future is very much in the doldrums now. What do you see as the future of the Thakere's?
Politics, you can never predict anyone's future because, it is the people who exercise their mandate. And therefore, I can only say that if the Bharatiya Janata Party and the Shiv Sena, we are working for the people of Maharashtra. We want a progressive Maharashtra. We want a $1 trillion economy for Maharashtra. We want Mumbai as one of the best cities in the world. It is already an international city. And we are progress oriented, and this has resonated with the Mumbaikars and the people of Maharashtra. But now let me come to the Congress. The Congress had 31 seats in the last BMC, has been relegated to 15 seats, and the city in which they founded their organization or their party, today they are in the worst possible state in the history of the Congress. Congress, instead of saying talking about the bargaining power of BJP and Shinde, should now look introspect and see what is their condition even in Mumbai, where they are not getting any seats, or in Maharashtra, where they are not winning a single municipal corporation election except possibly Latur and Sangli, that too because Vishal Patil, an independent, is supporting the Congress party. Otherwise, I don't think the Congress has made any gains anywhere. And the third, I think, is Vasai Virar, which is not with the Congress. So Congress is possibly only in Latur, and I don't think anywhere else in the state. So where is the Congress party in Maharashtra is what I want to ask.
Yeah, Pooja,
And
please
therefore
respond to that. And also, you had come together famously with Uddhav Thackeray against ideological parameters. What is the future really of all of you parties together? The NCP has been a big flop. Sharad Pawar faction or Ajit Pawar faction, even in their bastion. So what is the future of your alliance really in the state? Isn't this a big thumbs down to the entire MVA itself?
if they are saying their future, their alliance is intact after so much mudslinging and so much fighting in public, so is our alliance. But that's not our alliance. When you say where is Congress, Congress has secured 20% of vote share and has made substantial gains in the local body elections. And there is Congress. And local
where
body
is
elections,
20%? Where is
I said earlier
20%
that
votes?
local body
No, where
elections
is
are.
Congress? Where does
I
Congress have
didn't interrupt
20%
you
of
in
the votes
between.
anymore?
Please,
Where
give the
does
same
Congress have?
courtesy to me. I didn't interrupt you. Please extend the same
You
courtesy to
did
me. I
interrupt
didn't
me, but you
interrupt
can
you.
go on speaking. But
I didn't
you are
interrupt you. Please
not speaking the truth.
give the same
The
courtesy
Congress
to me
has
as
no
that's
20% in
the
the
only thing
state.
I asked. I let you make a statement and please extend the same courtesy to me. And when you say, what about alliance? These are local body elections where the margins are somewhere 500, somewhere 100, somewhere 1,000 votes. And as my Bharatiya Janata Party fellow spokesperson said that these elections have been happening after so many years and we wanted our Karyakartas to give us chance. And that's why Congress decided to go solo. It also needs to regain its political ground in Maharashtra. Also, we need our Karyakartas to fight elections. We cannot have the alliance was for national election. The alliance is completely intact. But for local body, we wanted to go solo. The reason being, we definitely want, we are not an NGO, we want to regain our political ground. And second is, our Karyakartas also needed a chance, as is like any other party. And that's what we held for. And I think
No, I don't think the
20%
Congress can be criticized for choosing its own, Karyakartas or corporators in this, because every party did that to a certain extent. The only issue is what is the result after this. Some parties have delivered fighting alone or fighting against even their alliance partners. Congress hasn't been able to deliver that much. Neither have the Thakres. But wait a second. Talking of the Thakres, I've got this tweet coming in from BJP Tamil Nadu leader Annamalai, who has now said the people of Mumbai have spoken with crystal clarity. The historic victory of the Mahayuti alliance in the BMC elections is a resounding endorsement of development-first governance. He's talked about the triple engine, tangible development for every citizen. While the opposition trafficked in divisive narratives aimed at fragmenting the people, Mumbai chose unity, progress and inclusive growth. So Annamalai hitting out Vishwas Pathak at the kind of jibes he faced at the hands of Raj Thakre.
Of course, he has got every right to say so. See, Mr. Annamalai is a very learned person. He was an IPS officer. He was president of our BJP unit. And whatever he said here in Mumbai, it was put out of context by Mr. Raj Thakre. And the way he took jibe, it was not appreciated by this public. And that is the reason why BJP got benefited and they are the loser. And see, otherwise also for Mr. Raj Thakre and Mr. Uddhav Thakre, they don't have anything to really talk about. So they keep on talking like that. They are used to getting clappings from public. They are good entertainer, but there is no substance at all when they speak. I think Mr. Annamalai has got every right to say so.
Yeah, but Krishna Hegde was on my show discussing what had happened between Annamalai and Raj Thakre. He was very nervous about defending Annamalai's statement. So you were also, your parties were also very nervous about what impact it could have. Now you can say it has worked in our favor.
No, Shivani, I had clearly said that Annamalai's words were twisted out of context. And, there was no need to get into an entire anti-South Indian tirade there. Because we are talking about development. You are talking about alienation of communities. You're talking anti-Uttar Bharatiya. You're talking anti-South Indian. You're talking anti-Gujarati. And you want to win Mumbai. Is it possible? It is just not possible. Look at the, clarity in which the Mahayuti said, our mayor is going to be a Marathi, our mayor is going to be a Hindu. We are working for development. We are not against any religion. We are inclusive. And whatever the schemes the state government has been giving or the central government has been giving is for all communities, Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Isai. All the infrastructure work we are doing in Mumbai or Maharashtra, housing scheme, cluster development, Pagdi issues which we are sorting out, upgradation of hospitals, schools, whatever development work, Atal Setu, Sea Link, Coastal Road, like you can name it, you can go through 100 development works. Everything is for everybody in Mumbai, for everybody in Maharashtra.
Maybe it worked in your favor, given the kind of vitriol that came against Annamalai from Raj Thakre. He was doubling down, but it didn't work for him. I do thank all of our guests for joining us. I want to go across to Poonam Mahajan, senior leader of the BJP and former MP in Lok Sabha. Big win for the BJP this, Poonam Mahajan. Now the single largest party at all levels in Maharashtra and the party to beat.
See, this is historic for us and very humbling also. In Mumbai, people have trusted. 2017 election was, we just lost it by few votes. But now in 2026, people of Mumbai trusted in BJP as being a single largest party. And we take this as a strong responsibility that the plans we have for Mumbai, Mumbai metropolitan region and for Maharashtra will be placed more smoothly than any other emotional politics has been played for past election time.
But why were these elections so crucial for the BJP? Was it about getting back at the Thackerays, not just Uddhav, even Raj Thackeray, who had earlier softened towards the BJP, eventually moved away?
No, first of all, for us, every election is crucial because we take people's vote very seriously. That's point number one. So any election is there, it's not about any personal vendetta, it's about people's work. Point number two, Shiv Sena brothers getting together, wonderful for them. Whatever emotions they have put in people, I understand. But people also don't want an emotional game to be played for every 5 years for election. What they want is good roads, development in their own cities, something for their own future and for the city and for the country. So I think for us, it's not about against a person and a party. It's about idea which BJP has always carried for people. And for us, every election is crucial because we want to perform and we want to take forward every developmental plan for our country's people.
So according to you, how do you read into this verdict and the element of the Marathi Manus vote? Because it's not as if Uddhav Thackeray has completely lost out.
See, I have said this everywhere in Maharashtra, okay? From Gram Panchayat Sadasya, Gram Sevak to Chief Minister of Maharashtra is always selected and elected by people of Maharashtra who are Marathi Manus. I understand they've got their numbers, but a maximum Marathi Manus and Mumbaikar has voted for BJP and Shiv Sena's Mahayuti. Somehow I am not looking at their numbers. What I'm looking at is performance of BJP from 2012 to 2017 to 2026, where it shows that it's been an incline and it shows more of a responsibility and trust of the people in BJP to perform for their city.
So, I want to discuss Pune and Pimpri Chinwad, where the Pawars came together. Ajit Pawar, of course, being with you, your ally at the state level, but it didn't work for them, except for a few municipal corporations like Thane, of course, Shinde Sena has done well, and Latur, where Congress has done well. Barring that, BJP is now in pole position. It's a transformation that BJP has been working for a very long time. I think they were eyeing being the single largest party in Maharashtra for a while now.
Yes, I mean, I still remember in 1989 when the first time then Balasaheb Thackeray, Shiv Sena and BJP got together to put in strength for their own parties to, it took for us almost 7-8 years. At 95, then we had a Mahayuti Sarkar first time in Maharashtra. But after that, after Balasaheb's he started not taking that interest, the internal fights and the politics in Shiv Sena taken a lot of turns. But for us, most important was the trust of the people. We always have respect for Balasaheb Thackeray, his belief for Maharashtra. And I think from 1989 to now 2026, it's been a long time. And a consistent effort for people through our Karyakartas and belief of the people in the Prime Minister's vision and the Chief Minister of Maharashtra's vision has taken us this far. And we take this we are grateful to the people of Maharashtra, and it's a responsibility which we want to carry on forward.
No, but opposition members allege that the BJP works on this phenomenon of eating up regional parties, but even their own alliance members. So now that the BJP is so strong in Maharashtra, there are questions arising of what happens to Eknath Shinde or even Ajit Pawar.
I think opposition should worry about themselves after these elections than talking about our allies. We will take care of our allies. I think they should be worrying about themselves, their families, family parties, how they're going to look forward to their own ideas. I think that is more important, and they should take defeat more humbly than just changing the goalpost again.
Okay, so finally tell me, what can Mumbai really look forward to now? Because there will be no excuse. You have to transform this city, which has very deep-rooted issues. The BJP wanted this triple engine sarkar, and now it has this massive budget at its disposal. Public will really be on your head for delivery now.
Of course, and there is no excuse. I mean, that's not how BJP works. And we would like, of course, we have a plan for Mumbai. We've already been working through most important, communicating, connecting Mumbai. That's more important for us. Public transport, hospitals, how Mumbai should hold its own strength. And just to, reduce the strength, the pressure on Mumbai, we are working on every Mumbai metropolitan regions municipalities, where all these are big municipalities, and we are actually working together under the umbrella of Mumbai metropolitan region. So we develop everything in such way that Mumbai itself develop itself, and the pressure of Mumbai goes and distributes in other larger constituencies also.
All right, I do thank you, Poonam Mahajan, for joining us. And pollster Pradeep Gupta of Axis My India spoke to us about his predictions for these elections that have come true almost exactly. He spoke about the BJP emerging as the single largest party in Maharashtra and what really got them this win.
If you see my prediction report, we have clearly said that if these numbers are based on the voter turnout, because in a city-based election, voter turnout plays a very vital role, and 54% voter turnout, now it end up near to 53, and 1%, I've also written that 1% will impact about 10 seats for Mahayuti. So which is the case, my range would have been in this case 121 to 141, and precisely the 130 what is likely to be there.
So in your exit poll, you obviously saw the Mahayuti combine being, the single largest and clearly crossing that halfway mark of 114. But did you anticipate the BJP alone doing so well?
Yes, it was anticipated, but my range for BJP itself was about 95 seats. So they done little better than that, 99 what I can see on your screen. And Shinde Sena actual tally is 31. So in your screen it is showing 26, it is actually 31. We have predicted about 35 to 40 odd seats for these in this Sena.
So how do you, what do you feel, did you feel worked so well favorably both for Mahayuti but particularly for the BJP? Because this is a big shift in Mumbai politics now.
Yes, definitely yes, and we'll have to see that the kind of demography evolved over the last 20 years, particularly of Mumbai, for that matter, overall metropolitan region. So what had happened actually in last these many years, the Marathi votes total contribution has reduced, and the North Indians, Gujaratis, Rajasthani and others has increased. So at this time, it is 37% to be precise. The Maharashtrian votes contributes in the BMC, and about 19% to the Muslim or the minority. Rest 44%. Some is of course Christian. So about 40 to 42% is non-Muslim, non-Marathi. And that is where BJP, the reverse polarization happens. And what you see actually in our, when we come the vote share between these community group, Marathi BJP plus 30, UBT 49, half of the total Marathi vote share secured by UBT. Among the North Indian, there you see the sharp hike in favor of BJP plus 68%, and UBT only 19%. South Indian 61% to BJP plus 21 to this. Gujarati, Rajasthani 69% for BJP plus and 18%. So here you can see the clear cut. Had there been an alliance of Congress like Lok Sabha or for that matter assembly election, this picture would have been little different.
Right. So you are of course talking about how not coming together has hurt the Mahavikas Aghadi quite a bit in these elections. But these elections are also being seen as a litmus test for that quote-unquote Marathi vote. What were your predictions, and do you think the results are now proving to be correct? it's not as if Uddhav has lost all of that Marathi vote. MNS has performed really badly, I'm sure according to their own expectations. But how much of that was the BJP Shinde Sena able to get versus Uddhav Thackeray and MNS, the Marathi vote?
Yeah, so as far as Marathi vote goes, see, you have to see this thing in pockets. So there are three big regions within BMC. One is the Greater Bombay, which start from the other side, the Matunga to Kolaba, and this side, Mahim to Kolaba. So this is one pocket where the Thackeray brothers has scored very good. In fact, in Dadar, Bhiwandi, Dadar, Parel, Lalbagh, Worli, all these areas, Shivaji Park, Thackeray brothers has done very good. But when it comes to the central suburbs, where the vote, the Marathi in particular votes has split between Shinde and Thackeray brothers, particularly Marathi brothers, where the Bhandup, Mulund, all these areas are concerned, and which is the bordering or the neighboring to the Thane, where the Shinde come from, the strong or the bastion of Eknath Shinde hold. And when it comes to the western suburbs, where BJP has done extremely well, like all these elections in the past. So this is something I would say the case. And MNS coming to the fold of the both Thackeray brothers contesting the election, what had happened to some extent, it has consolidated the Maharashtrian votes. But the other side, it also consolidated heavily the other non-Marathi, non-Muslim votes. And as far as the Muslim vote goes, they are also voted differently in three pockets, which is where the predominantly the Muslim minority vote, you can say, which is the Bhaikala, Paidhuni, Kalba Devi. This is the town area where Congress and MIM has secured almost half of the vote. The third is UBT among the minority vote.
So what is the headline? What is the headline really as far as the Marathi vote is concerned? Can the Thackeray still claim they still have very much the support of the Marathi Manos, or has that shifted if we compare it to past elections?
I will say I don't get into all this Marathi vote or this vote or that vote. Whatever the verdict people have given, definitely they have given for the development. And when I say development, in our report, in our exit poll finding, there were issues like drainage system, because 60% of the population residing in Charles and slum area, where during the rainy time they get a very hard time. That's one. Two, the garbage collection. Third, the pesticides, and during that time, particularly dengue, malaria, all these issues had. Because last 4 years, there is no local representative available because of this election is being held now after 9 years. So this is something very important. And when people vote, they see good development by the BJP, particularly state government, so as the central government. And they believe particularly large infrastructural projects,
Yes,
whether it's the coastal road or whether the metro, multiple metros, and so Atal Setu, so many things. They see, without central support or without the state government support, it is not possible. And we know although that Mumbaikars and particularly Marathi Banis are smart enough to select the right candidate, party for that matter.
let's also get you some other updates that we've been tracking. Violence broke out in Murshidabad and North Dinajpur districts of West Bengal during the special intensive revision of electoral rolls. Protesters vandalized government offices and blocked highways. In Farakka, Murshidabad, a mob targeted the BDO office, disrupting SIR hearings. The unrest later spread to Chakulia in North Dinajpur, where protesters blocked a state highway and vandalized the BDO office as well, causing estimated damage of 20 lakh rupees. Several police personnel are also injured. An FIR has now been registered. The Election Commission has directed authorities to identify and arrest those responsible. After Farakka and Murshidabad, unrest linked to the SIR spread to other parts of Bengal. As I mentioned, violence reported in Chakulia as well. Mob violence has also been reported in Beldanga following the death of a labourer in Jharkhand. In the latest development, we are learning that 19 people have been arrested in the Chakulia violence case.
বেলডাঙ্গা আপনারা জানেন কাদের কাদের প্ররোচনা আছে, আমি আর নতুন করে বলতে চাই না। দেখো, ক্ষোভটা স্বাভাবিক, যেহেতু হাজার হাজার লোককে নোটিশ পাঠাচ্ছে, পরিযায়ী শ্রমিকদের উপর অত্যাচার হচ্ছে, যুক্ত হয়ে যাচ্ছে, বিজেপি এই দাঙ্গাগুলো লাগাচ্ছে এবং এর পেছনে গভর্নমেন্ট অফ ইন্ডিয়ার এজেন্সি আছে। আমি এটাকে নিন্দা করি, তীব্র নিন্দা করি, এবং আমি সংখ্যালঘু ভাই বোনদের কাছেও আবেদন করব, যারা করছেন শান্তিপূর্ণভাবে আমাদের উপর ভরসা রাখুন। সর্বধর্ম সমন্বয়ের সাথে আছি, সব মানুষের সাথে আছি।
মানুষকে যেভাবে হ্যারাস করা হচ্ছে, এটা ক্ষোভের বহিঃপ্রকাশ। এরা ঘুষপেটিয়ার কথা বলে, আমাদের বাংলাদেশি বলে। এই যে 58 লক্ষ নাম বাদ গেছে, তাদের মধ্যে কজন বাংলাদেশি? আপনারা জিজ্ঞেস করুন বিজেপি নেতাদের। মানুষের ক্ষোভের বহিঃপ্রকাশ। কিন্তু আমি আপনাদের মাধ্যমে অ্যাপিল করতে পারি যে মানুষ যাতে শান্ত থাকে, সংযত থাকে। সবার উপর যে চাপ তৈরি করেছে ইলেকশন কমিশন, 2 বছরের কাজ 2 মাসে করতে হবে, এর জন্য একমাত্র দায়ী ভারতীয় জনতা পার্টি এবং ইলেকশন কমিশন। এরা ভাবছে নোটিশ পাঠিয়ে মানুষকে শিক্ষা দেবো, মানুষ ভোট দেয়নি বলে। যত নোটিশ এরা পাঠাবে, বিজেপির ভোট তত কমবে।
See, a similar kind of pattern was also observed during the when CA was passed in the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and also during the Waqf. So it's a pattern. So it is nothing to relate with SIR or CA or the Waqf. The main thing is the communal Muslim force. Some portion of the Muslim community has become, actually they have been radicalized by the preachers, those are from Bangladesh, and some people from this part of the state also. They are ready to disrupt the normal life.
Let's also get you the latest on the biggest international story we're tracking. Tensions are rising between US and Iran. The Pentagon has now redirected the US Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group from the South China Sea towards the Gulf region, a move signaling Washington's readiness, possibly for a kinetic action against Iran. US defense officials say the redeployment comes as unrest inside Iran intensifies and as Tehran's proxies step up missile and militia threats across the region. The strike group, currently transiting westward, is expected to arrive within a week, bolstering American deterrence alongside allies like Israel. With the carrier's arrival, the US is sending a clear message it is prepared to respond if the situation escalates. Let's break this down for you. USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft and some of its escort warships are heading towards the Middle East from the South China Sea. It had departed San Diego in late November 2025 with almost no fanfare. Nor did the Department of Defense announce where it would be deployed. But it will take about 4 days for the USS Abraham Lincoln Carrier Strike Group to transit from the Indo-Pacific to the Middle East.
Source tells CNN that the Pentagon is now moving a carrier strike group, most likely led by the USS Abraham Lincoln, to the Middle East. It is due to the anti-government uprising, obviously, in Iran and the regime's brutal crackdown on protesters. At least 2,400 people reportedly been killed by security forces, though the actual number, frankly, is not known and may be much higher. President Trump has warned the U.S. will help protesters if the killings continue. And the White House says all options are on the table. But tonight, sources say that Israel and several Gulf states have asked the White House to hold off on striking Iran. We're joined by Democratic Congresswoman Maggie Goodlander of New Hampshire. She's a member of the Armed Services Committee and was a Navy intelligence officer. Congresswoman, thanks for being here. The deployment of this carrier group to the Middle East would suggest at least being in a forward posture that would allow military action. President Trump has really ratcheted down his rhetoric in the past 24 hours, especially after he was allegedly told by Iran that they would halt the executions of prisoners. Where do you think this is headed?
Anderson, I think part of the challenge of this moment is it's anyone's guess. The president has been dizzying in the cavalier way that he's talked about the use of force and the way that he's deployed military force. Look, there is a strong bipartisan coalition in Congress who shares his basic view that the Iranian regime is a brutal and determined enemy of the United States, and the president should work with Congress on a bipartisan basis to make sound decisions that are rooted in facts and that are in the best interest of the American people. Unfortunately, that has not happened.
They know well that what we tell we do, and we don't tell anything which we cannot do.
मुझे लगता है कि ये क्लैरिटी पुणे का जनता में बिल्कुल आई है कि काम होगा तो बिल्कुल भारतीय जनता पार्टी के माध्यम से होगा.
Who knows the pulse of people more? It is BJP, the Mahayuti.
The MNS has shown very poor performance.
Marathi votes total contribution has reduced.
ये हमारी आर्थिक राजधानी है. मुंबई को मुंबई जैसे बनाएंगे हम, और ये पूरी तरह जो स्थगित स्टे देने का काम करने वालों को मुंबई वासियों ने हटा दिया है.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Welcome back. Maharashtra's civic poll result has trailed at just a dismal 70. NDA sources say that the Mumbai numbers have already indicated that the combined vote share of the Bharatiya Janata Party is standing at 34% over that, in fact, and Shiv Sena 20%, 54% decisively pushed the UBT and MNS combined to the margins. The Sharad Pawar-Ajit Pawar reunion in their strongholds Pune and Pimpri-Chinchwad seems to have flopped massively. This as the BJP has taken a huge lead in both the civic polls in Pimpri-Chinchwad. The Bharatiya Janata Party is ahead in 70 votes, which is what has also spelled this historic victory for the Bharatiya Janata Party. While the Pawars are leading in 40 votes, the spotlight, of course, has been on BMC, the Thackeray brothers that reunited to reclaim their heritage and stood against the BJP-Shiv Sena alliance, but all in vain. On that note, let's quickly go across to Yesha Kotak, who's joining us live on the broadcast. Yesha, if you could give us a sense of what's happening at the BJP headquarters, what's the mood like?
So right behind me is a BJP state headquarters. Like you see, celebrations have started ever since this afternoon, but clearly right now there is a long wait because the Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, under whose guidance we saw that there was this spectacular win, of the Mahayuti across the entire state, not only BMC, but we've seen that in most of the municipal corporations. There were 29 municipal corporations that went in for polls, of which 24 is where clearly the BJP is leading, and which is where there's a celebration that's being held here. You see, there's the saffron flags all across the street. The entire party office has been adorned with garlands. There are firecrackers which await, and of course, like every time, whenever there's a win, we see there are jalebis which are usually made right outside the party office, which are then distributed to Karyakartas. In fact, in order to support the BJP, we've also seen that there are workers from RPI which have gathered right outside the BJP office. This is because, they were in alliance with RPI. This election, of course, before the election, we'd seen how there was a constant to and fro, between the leaders of Mahayuti and Ramdas Athavale, but that clearly was resolved, and there have been people who've come to support him. In fact, there were chants of Deva Bhau that could be heard a while back. There are also dhol tashas which have been called in. But as of now, of course, all eyes on BJP office as there's a long wait for the Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, for the state Chief of BJP Ravindra Chauhan, and also for the BJP Mumbai Chief Amit Satam.
Yeah, yes. The sense of pride, not to forget the fact that it is a historic moment for BJP, which has in fact shot to power after, say, 26 years. What's interesting is that, Eknath Shinde, in that exclusive that he's given to CNN News 18, has said that this moment is also about how this is a victory for politics of inclusivity and is a befitting response to politics of hatred.
Absolutely. In fact, when we speak of this, it has taken 25 years. Of course, when we speak of the earlier BMC as well, both, the Shiv Sena and BJP were in power. But, as of now, when we speak to several leaders from the Mahayuti, they've said that it was just a support. They were not leading the role is a state, is what the BJP has claimed. Here, clearly, the whole mandate was about having a triple engine sarkar, the one at the center, at state, and also at BMC. In fact, throughout the election, we've seen that there's been a constant echo that we've seen across the leaders of Mahayuti that they'll be working for the development of the city, and particularly attributing all of this to the infrastructure projects that have been undertaken or rather inaugurated in the last couple of years. Apart from that, the whole narrative that we speak of when it comes to the interview that's been given by Eknath Shinde, he's been referring to the whole Marathi versus Hindu debate, and that is something that was clearly on the minds, or that was a clear political narrative just ahead of elections. But what's important to note is that for a Mumbaikar, it is usually all about development. A Mumbaikar, that we spoke of in the run-up to the elections, they clearly said that all of this is just political narrative that they really not really buy to, and which is where what's important to note is that while of course the figures of the polling were not great as compared to any other civic body, but on the other hand, for a place like BMC, where the polling is usually at a lower level, the figures came out to be decent level, and which was a clear indication that the voters had come out in support of Mahayuti, because clearly, in case of a change that.
This is News 18 Network. India's largest news network.
Krishna Hegde, I want to begin with you because many are wondering about what happens to Eknath Shinde or your faction of the Shiv Sena, given that you haven't really been able to pull your weight. Your strike rate isn't as good as what the BJP has managed. They weren't only the bigger partner in this alliance, they've also left you quite far behind in the strike rate.
Not at all, Shivani. We are, competing as one cohesive unit, the Mahayuti. And we have won. This is the fourth election we are winning together. First in the Lok Sabha, then in the Vidhan Sabha, then the local body elections, and now the BMC. Like you see the